Hey fellas, it's Leonard, long time no see, and it's entirely my own fault. So, today's video I wanted to share my thoughts on the meet that I've attended and just talk a bit about this year and my plans for the next year. So let's begin. First, a little bit of context for the meet. You've already known that I was prepared for the meet, powerlifting meet. So, just like maybe 2 days before the meet day, I felt that I'm catching a cold. But I've tried to shrug it. I tried to medicate myself and basically just ignored it as much as possible mentally. But unfortunately, on the day of the meet, I woke up with a temperature of 38.5 Celsius and fever. But what can I do? I've already signed up for the meet. Not going there would be just a big L for me, a loser type of action that I would never even think about doing. So I took some painkillers, just like over-the-counter stuff, ibuprofen, etc. I've gathered my stuff and I've slept like maybe 2-3 hours because of this. And I woke up 6 a.m. and had a little snack, grabbed everything I needed for the meet, and drove to the venue. The waiting and stuff started and the initial registration started at 8 a.m. and went on until I think around 9:20, 9:30. So at first I felt pretty good. All the medication worked, so I was pretty energetic, just like my nose congested as fuck, but I got some like nose drops and stuff to help me. So now we move into the meet itself. Since it was my first meet, I was of course nervous. This also played a role in me not sleeping enough. So first exercise, first movement was as usual squats, and I made a mistake of just looking at the initial timetable, at the initial schedule. So I was just chilling at the warm-up area, like not really bothered because I still had at least 40 more minutes. At first I came there alone. My wife had to meet my parents, so they would stay with our dogs just in case the meet would go as long as they promised it would, and it was initially going to last for 12 hours, which is insane for me, especially since it was my first big meet. So yeah, I was there alone, like just chilling for now, talking to people. I've watched the first group doing their stuff, just trying to gauge how well the judges, the jury, the referees do the judging, how they measure the depth, etc. And the first group was mostly really light guys and a lot of girls. And like I was okay with how they judged at the time. So yeah, my wife arrived and instantly told me that my flight is like my group is going to perform in like less than 15 minutes. Like, oh shit, I should have actually looked at the live updated schedule that they told us to check, and I kind of just like I was so zoned out at the time. I was just like not really paying attention, but so I had to rush my squat warm-ups, and I basically did my squat warm-ups and my group was already doing stuff, so I rushed to the stage. And yeah, one more thing, I've bought the new SD card just for this occasion, and apparently something fucked up and most of the footage unfortunately was corrupted. Like I could check it on the camera, but when I tried to copy it to the PC, just unreadable. I salvaged as much as I could, and this is one of the reasons why it took longer for me to record this video. So yeah, I've got some of the clips of my lifts, but for more I'll have to wait for the official footage, for the official videos and photos, which they haven't released to public yet. So yeah, I'll include the attempts that I've managed to salvage in here. So my first squat was 255 kilos. It felt really good. I was confident. I did a squat and I got 2 red lights. Apparently not deep enough. And watched the footage right after the attempt. It was alright. It was alright. It was as deep or a bit deeper as anybody else, but what you gonna do? So, but it felt light, so I just raised it to 272 and a half straight away. I did that. All good. White lights. Same depth, so no idea why. And I decided to not go all ham, just to repeat my attempt, my PR, my gym PR. So I did 275 kilos, and again, white lights, all good. Unfortunately, the last attempt didn't. I couldn't salvage the videos, and I've tried to like auto moderate myself because of the fever and me not really feeling as strong as I wanted to. So next one was bench press. This time I was looking at the live updating schedule, how other groups move, how fast they move, and they started moving way faster than the initial schedule showed, and the pause between the moves were as well shorter than they initially announced. So this time I was dead on this schedule. I went there already warmed up. I've opened with 150. All good. Then I moved to 165, moved great as well. I raised it to 175 kilos, and it was great until I felt a pop in my left pec. So I didn't manage to lock it in, So 165 was my best attempt for the bench. After the bench, I was like fearing that I tore my pec or something, but I didn't feel that much of a pain. I looked at myself, no bruising, no swelling, just the movement. This movement was really not like super painful, but I felt the discomfort, the pain. So put on some cooling lotion, just like try to check it out. But still, there's deadlift left to perform. So I try to get even more painkillers in, but things like slowed down a bit. Pause got a bit bigger between bench and deadlift. God knows why. I have no idea. By the time of deadlift, most of my previous painkillers and meds wore off, unfortunately, and it was already evening, so I was feeling like pretty sick by that time. So, and thing is, when I was writing down my initial, first attempt weights, I was still feeling pretty good, like in the beginning. So I straight up wrote down 295 kilos for my first lift attempt. So in the hindsight, I of course should have lowered it, especially for the first attempt. So went in, felt not that great, but what you gonna do? Tried to drown the fever and the pain with all sorts of stuff. More painkillers, pre-workout, just trying to hype myself. Yeah, so 295 kilos, locked in, good. Then went to raise it to 305, good, locked it in, but it felt heavyish, not that super heavy, but yeah. So I decided, what the hell, last attempt, I'm gonna try to beat my gym PR, which is 308 kilos, and I went to 312 kilos. And it moved nicely. It moved nicely until I almost got to the lockout, and unfortunately you don't see it right now. It's already healed, but I had like 1, 2, 3, 4 places where my calluses just tore the fuck off, and barbell just slipped out of my hand because it started to bleed. But I could have locked it in. Yeah, I had it in me. So again, it is what it is. I am happy that I managed to do it. Anyways, my total was 745 if I'm not mistaken, and I took the 3rd place. So again, I'm honestly right now, after it's already almost 2 weeks past, I'm super happy about it. Like, my first big meet, being like pretty sick, almost the like top of my fever, and still pulling those numbers, repeating my gym PR for squat, which is especially great because, again, when I did the PR, if you saw my video of the PR, I misloaded the bar. I wanted to do 265, and I misloaded it and done 275. And so I could have like counted it as a fluke, as like trick in my mind, but here I've repeated it while being sick, while being in the meet, so incredibly happy about it. As for bench press, yeah, I've tried benching when I got home, like and most of the movements, except the bench itself, are good. Like I can do overhead, I can do deadlifts, squats, everything. Like barbell flies are good, but when I do wide grip conventional bench press, it hurts. I've managed to do up to like 120 kilos, but if I'm going full range of motion, it hurts, so I'm not gonna do it until my pec is recovered. And I'm not sure what happened really. I think it's like a strain, a tendon strain maybe. So my left pec now feels a bit bigger. Maybe it's swollen, but there's no bruising. Like it doesn't like look obviously injured, but when I try to feel it, like when you have two connections of the tendons to your shoulder, I don't really feel the upper one. Again, I can still do most of the movements and it doesn't cause me any pain, but something is definitely happened, so it's probably some kind of a strain, not major. Again, it's not debilitating for me, but this is a sign for me to narrow my grip. And I wanted to narrow my grip. Again, I've tried during this preparation, but I've decided to keep it wide. And yeah, that's probably one of the reasons this happened. I'm not like sad or anything, just learning experience. So now I can start doing narrower grip to concentrate more on my arms and not on my shoulders, to do the proper angle between my torso and my arm when I'm doing, and I'm sure I'll be able to work up to my previous weights as soon as my pec is completely recovered. I'll still do rehab and stuff, but for now I'll do the squats, I'll do the deadlift, but I'll concentrate for the bench, for the chest, I'll concentrate more on the triceps, bit of the shoulder stuff, overhead press, and as soon as I feel comfortable with the conventional bench press, I'm gonna start doing it with a much narrower grip. Again, this was meant to be, so not sad or anything, just a learning experience. I've really enjoyed the meet, I've really enjoyed the feel of competition. There were some extremely strong people over there. I was really taken aback. Like a dude that is 2 meters tall, even taller, who did 300 squat, 320 deadlift, and I think he has longer arms, so his bench press was around mine, but he took the first place. It's really cool. I've properly felt the competitiveness of the meet, and I really want to do it again. Right, I'm back. Sorry, the battery ran out. I didn't charge it, so yeah. And Beefy's here right now. Yeah. So what I was saying is, it was really nice. Next year I'm gonna go for the meet again, 100%. Beefy. But firstly, recover my pec, get it back into working condition, and do some more PRs. Third place for the first big meet, really nice. 275 kilos total, even in the while having flu and a fever. Nothing to be said about. So today's, let's see, today's 29th of December. I've tried to record first attempt of this video back before Christmas. Unfortunately didn't work out, so now Christmas is gone. Merry Christmas everybody, and also wishing you Happy New Year. Let's talk about the next year, just a bit. I don't wanna spend much time on this video, like a lot of time on this video, but I wanna just outline the essential stuff that I got in my mind. So firstly, I'm thinking about the federations that I want to compete in, and however like popular IPF is, I might go to another federation to compete, just because, well, I'm not a young person already, not old by any means, but not young. So main thing is I gotta take care of my health first. It's the main priority. I'm also on TRT. I think it's my 2.5 year being on TRT. So I'll rather go to the untested federation, just not to stop my TRT for it. And anyways, in professional sports, it's like 99% of people juice, 99% of people roid. It's just I'm not a professional power lifter. I mean, I've got good numbers and stuff, but I'm not making this my career. It's one of my hobbies. Be it one of the main hobbies, but still, health is a priority. So I'll check out the untested federation here. One is for TRT, and second one is they use the bendy bar on the deadlift bar, and I prefer this one to just like Steve bar. It doesn't make that much of a difference for me, but I still would prefer. They also like allow using the knee reps. I'm not a big fan of knee reps. I do my stuff in sleeves, so I will probably just continue doing it in sleeves. But just in case, I might try doing it in knee reps, maybe add 10-15 more kilos to my squat. This is regarding the federation, so next year I'm gonna attempt at least one big meet as this one. Maybe two, preferably two, but we'll see how it goes, like we'll see along the way. And as for training, pretty much I'm gonna do the same, but I wanna get more time, spend more time in the accumulation phase, in the phase of getting stronger, because I finally figured out what works for me for squats and for deadlifts. Like in this year alone, I've added so much to my deadlift and so much to my squat. It's insane. For my squat, my PR before this used to be 255. This year 275, 20 kilos more. Insane. So I've got my goals, and my goals are squatting 300, deadlifting at least 320. Not the next year, but in general, probably I would like to get up to, like, in a perfect world, I'd like to get up to 350 kilos. We'll see how it goes. I will go gradually, baby steps, but I'm sure that I'll be able to work up to it, just being consistent and doing what really works for me. And as for bench press, I already mentioned, waiting for my pec to heal up, narrowing my grip, increasing the frequency, drastically increasing the frequency, removing the accessory work that didn't really benefit me, like flies and stuff, not that good for me. Didn't feel the proper carryover, but like in the sense of making my chest bigger, yeah, it will help, but I'll just do different stuff. And I'll work on my arch as well. Bigger arch, less range of motion, understandably a benefit to bench press. So I wanna spend at least 5 to 6 months just building more strength, getting more jacked and stronger. And I'm not gonna bulk, like I'm not gonna bulk in classic manner. I'm just gonna main gain on like slight surplus of calories. Not that much. I'm gonna add way more conditioning, work more on my grip. Maybe I will try to not really switch, but experiment with the hook grip. I got rather like beefy arms, especially here. These muscles are really beefy, so we'll try. If it helps me to get rid of the tearing of my calluses, that would be really nice. That would be pretty cool because it's the second time when I was about to PR and my calluses tore off and bleeding made me drop the bar. As for everything else, I mean, this wasn't the easiest of the years. I would even say that taking into account like last maybe 5 years, it was the second worst year of those 5 years. At the end of the beginning of the year, my dog died, passed away, and just before the meet, my cat passed away as well. So yeah, a lot of emotional stress, a lot of mental fatigue, but we pulled through, thank God. Everything's gonna be better, I'm 100% sure. And I'm incredibly grateful for everything that I have, for everything that I'm able to achieve and that I will achieve. Grateful to God, to my wife, to my family, to you guys, because I've basically started YouTube this year and I didn't expect anything from it. I was just like thinking of it, the place where I could store my exercise log, exercise videos, so I can look back at it later and analyze, but the pure support from all of you, like right now we're at 149 subscribers, which is, for me, it's insane. I don't care how little it may seem to other people. For me, it's incredible that so many people choose to watch my progress, choose to cheer me up, support me, give me an input. So thank you guys, and I really mean it. I will improve in my exercise, in my strength, in my presentation, and in the quality of videos next year. I promise you. This is a promise, so keep me accountable. And like generally, I think I will use more of my free time to unwind, to do another hobbies, but I will still concentrate on working out when I'm working out as much as possible, pour myself into it when I'm doing it, not skip, not being like downer about stuff. And thing is, as I've already mentioned numerous amounts of time, I'm bipolar, diagnosed, so I've been to number of doctors which confirmed it. So I'm not willing to take any heavy meds like the ones that got amphetamines in them, because I will get addicted, 100% I will. So I'm just trying to deal with it, with the gym, with working out, and with trying to practice like auto-suggestion, just trying to uh, transform my thoughts from negative to positive, reframe them, etc. And right about the time of the meet, I felt the switch in my head. It went from the manic phase, which I absolutely enjoy. I love being in the manic phase, doing stuff, always feeling busy, and I felt the switch to depressive phase. And that also played a role. I think I'm still in this phase, but I'm powering through it like a champ right now. Yeah, some of the days are way heavier, way more difficult to stay like active at all. I just feel like super passive, just lethargic, I guess. Sometimes it just like it takes so much strength, so much force to make myself get out of bed. But again, I will persevere, I will power through this and get back to my normal functioning, or even better, into manic phase, which I again love. So, a couple of days before the new year, so I would wish everybody a happy new year in advance. I want everybody to have a great 2025, to not just say this is gonna be my year for sure. Some like you've done it already 3, 4, 5, however many times before, but just like think it. You gotta just believe it. Do everything you can. However hard it might seem, just force yourself. Just switch your mindset. Try to think positive, try to be positive, but don't like set some goals, probably not the grand like super important goals, just gradual goals, baby steps, and each success you will have will build up and you will reach the bigger goal 100%. Just believe in yourself, believe in God, believe in your family, your support group. You can always leave a comment under my videos, and I would love to talk to you. I would love to interact more with you guys, because I'm a really social person. When I'm not closed up and feeling depressed, even when I'm feeling depressed, I still want the contact, I still want to talk to people. 2024 almost gone, good fucking riddance. We got next year, and we're all gonna make it, guys. We're all gonna make it 100%. Just believe. So, again, I'm wishing you all a happy new year in advance. This is probably my last video in this year. I'll see you guys next year. Already working out. I've already pretty much summarized my program for some time in the future. But it's again, mainly I've just pointed out for myself the things that I should certainly do, make new habits and get better through new habits that will allow me to be even more productive in the gym. A lot of things, a lot of good things happened this year, so I'll try to remember this year as by the good things that it brought. We got another dog, Ray, you've seen him. He's Vishla, and I absolutely love him. Beef is getting even better, becoming better, more mature dog. Love him a lot. Again, I can't stress enough how grateful I am to my wife, to God, and to you guys. So, I'll see you guys next year. Leonard out. Bye bye.